Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the workshop. It is fantastic to have you here because today we're going to be working on one of my first real big blacksmithing projects, and it's going to be a small fence for my mom's peonies. So here we have some drawn up designs. Here's the basic shape of each little segment of the fence. Here we have the back side, and you can see that there's a hole in the middle, and that is so when we take some wire and wrap it through that hole, we can go along all of the 8 planned stakes that we're going to have for this fence. So then that'll link them together and make it look extra beautiful. And these are the kind of dimensions that we're looking at for this project. So we're going to be using a good amount of steel here. So you can see here that we have some of these already made, and I've already made these just as guidelines for the rest of the project. You can see it has its general shape. I still haven't put a hole in it, but I do have a taper on the end here to make it easier to go into the ground and once we're at that final stage of the project. And these will just be, I'll just be using these to help me with the rest of these. The first step for the project is forging out these tapers, and this will be the guideline I use for the length. I'm going to go ahead and cut a bunch of steel, and then we're going to forge out these tapers on all 5 of these. So I now have this piece that I just cut off, and we're going to measure 3 inches up, and we're going to mark there for that to be the base of our taper. Okay, so we're starting to forge our taper. We're going to want to start with a sharp taper here in the end, and we're going to do it on 2 sides, but we're going sharp. And we're going to bring that down to a pretty fine point, and then we're going to switch to a one-sided taper to then get that really thin material that we want on the end. And that's what we're doing here. So I'm ready to start doing a one-side taper. I'm gonna heat it up and fix that, make it more centered, and then we're gonna go to that one-side taper. I'm tilting my metal up to then get the correct shape for my taper that I want and get the right angle on all 4 sides. There we go. We have a pretty nice taper going on there. It looks pretty good. It's good on all 4 sides. That's what we're looking for. And then we're going to move to making that more one-sided. So I have the taper finished on this piece, and we're going to use this to gauge for the other tapers that we're going to be making on the other 5 pieces. So I'm going to go cut out 5 more pieces of steel. We're going to do 5 more tapers. We've got these 5 pieces cut out with the hot cut, and what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to trace around the outside of this taper so then we can see the shape that we need for the next 5 that we do. Let's forge some tapers. next step in this project is to do all the curls on these. I'm gonna run you guys through how I do that on the cone of my anvil, and then we're gonna do a little bit of a montage.
There's our hole we punched. That's where we're gonna wrap our wires through. Keep them all linked together and stable while they're in the ground.
And that brings us to the end of the episode. Thank you so much for watching. It was fantastic to have you in the workshop, and I'll see you in tomorrow's episode when we put the holes in all of these, put the tapers on the end, we link them all together, and we put them in the ground.